The cancer campaigner known as Bowel Babe lost her battle with the illness on Tuesday after a 5-year struggle. The 40-year-old podcast host was receiving hospice at-home care and in the last few weeks had been sharing moments of her final days on social media, determined to make the most of what time she had. It was announced on Tuesday the mother of two had died, and tributes continue to flood in. On Wednesday's BBC Breakfast, Dr. Nayat Arif shared a sweet message she received from Deborah during the pandemic. Speaking to hosts John K. Nina Warhurst to reflect on Deborah's legacy, the doctor explained, "We were going through a difficult time back in 2020 when we were rolling out the vaccine program. And I came on here, BBC Breakfast, and I must have not looked myself, because usually, I'm quite cheerful and quite happy. So on Instagram, she reached out to me and said, 'Please don't lose your smile, because you're giving us hope in our household just watching you on BBC Breakfast throughout the pandemic.' And that's the kind of individual she was. She knew how to reach out to individuals, she was very aware of those around her. Her emotional intelligence was fabulous, and that is how we connected. And obviously, both of us connected over our joy of TikToks. I was making women's health content and she was making her content, raising awareness of bowel cancer." The doctor added, "And I have to say, even after 15 years as a clinician, when I know that a patient has a diagnosis and they're going to pass away, I'm always still shocked that this has happened, and this is going to take a little bit of time to sink in, to know that she's not with us anymore." And she had an important mantra, Nina remarked, adding, which was to dance through the rain. "We heard her talking about it just now, in footage shown, to live alongside an illness, to live with an illness and not allow it to define you. I think that is her enduring legacy and we have to applaud that as much as possible," the doctor replied. "Because what she did was show that you can have a diagnosis of cancer and it doesn't limit you in any way. We should be thinking of cancer as a chronic disease as well as raising the awareness so we know people are able to pick up the signs earlier so the prognosis is better on their condition. And also through her charity and fundraising, we know that changes have happened, so I can share some really positive news that's been happening in the world of gastroenterology." So the British Gastroenterology Conference happened last week in Birmingham. One of the tests that we use to pick up bowel cancer in general practice is as a GP, just give to my patients that don't have symptoms but were just wondering whether there could be a diagnosis, is we give what's known as a fecal immunochemical test. So it's given to asymptomatic people. We look for blood in the poo for early detection and the guidelines have now been widened even more. So hopefully at the end of this year, we can give it out to not just people who are middle-aged but give it to younger people. Because we know bowel cancer is a disease that much older people get, but Deborah James highlighted that she was very young. She was in her 30s when she got bowel cancer. BBC Breakfast airs daily from 6 a.m. on BBC One.